Welcome back to the Remote No Pressure podcast. Bill, it's great to be here.
Happy New Year.
Did I steal your line again?
No.
What is your line?
Maybe you did. I don't know. Yeah, it's good to be
back.
Good to be back. That's it. So I'm just throwing you all off by saying Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. This is our first episode of 2021.
Yeah.
If you guys are tuning in on our YouTube channel, be sure to go below and hit the subscribe button, the subscribe bell, and I will personally say thank you if you send me an email and tell me who liked it and subscribe.
Wow. That's big.
You know, I just really setting me up because we're probably going to have about 2 subscriptions over the next week. And then I'm going to say, hey, thanks, John and Paul. And then they'll be like, well, there's only 2 new people subscribing to their channel. So we're really setting ourselves up for success here at the Remote No Pressure. We're really looking ahead to 2021. I'm so happy that the year is over, Bill. Remember when the
You mean 2020 over?
What did I say?
I thought 2021. Or was it you're looking forward to 2021? I don't know.
I don't know. People can rewind it. If you're on the YouTube channel,
just click the back button.
Click the circle
or just click on the line.
If you're on our Rumble channel, click on the line. If you are on our Parler channel, click on the Rumble link. If you are on Facebook, just rewind it. If you're watching this on Instagram, believe it or not, we're on all of those channels. So be sure to go there, subscribe, follow us. But Bill, remember last year at this time in January?
Things were different, weren't they?
They were. There was this mysterious...
Feels like it was years ago.
It does. But yet it feels like yesterday.
It does.
And you know, it's just what was your most memorable moment of 2020, Bill?
I don't know if I have one memorable moment. I mean, the whole year was kind of. I remember sitting in the studio and making jokes about Corona early on, like not like we're all gonna get it. Like it was coming out of China, and like I heard about airports being hit, and like I didn't think it was gonna come to America the way it did.
Right.
But I remember like making Corona jokes like in probably January before it even hit the States.
Yeah.
So they say, but you know,
we
don't know when it actually hit the States.
But we told Trump to get this whole Asian carp thing under control.
I know.
And he didn't. And then next thing you know, we have coronavirus. It just makes you wonder.
Wow.
Maybe it wasn't a crazy bat. I don't think it was a bat to begin with, to be honest with you. I think that was something that they chose to do. But
yeah, I think that's been proven too. That was not a bat.
That it was not a bat?
Yeah.
How did that narrative even get out of there?
That was, well, if you ask me, that was probably just Beijing making excuses.
You think they made it in a lab?
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch
the lab they made it in has been since torn down.
Did you watch Borat's new movie?
No, I kind of refuse to also on
because of Rudolph Giuliani or what?
Yeah.
Well, Rudolph Giuliani actually says in the movie before everything goes down, and actually it wasn't that bad. They made it. That's how they advertised the movie. Like, we caught him, but it wasn't really that bad.
Yeah.
But I will say that in that little talk, he's like, Giuliani's like, yeah, the Chinese made it in a lab and they released it on us. You know, and that's the stuff they really believe behind the scenes. You know, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah. I digress on that.
We try to refrain from politics and religion on the podcast, but sometimes it is part of...
Sometimes it just slips out.
Sometimes it just slips out because it's on our mind. We don't know what's going to happen over the next week. We got some craziness going on. We got a president who is not conceding an election. We have a president-elect, they say, who is frustrated with the president. It's just crazy right now. But you know what? When it all gets crazy and you're sick of listening to news radio, you're sick of listening to NPR, you always have us here at the Remote No Pressure podcast.
That's right. On so many different avenues, too.
So many. Like what, Bill?
Like YouTube, like your favorite podcast, old school, right?
Right. Apple Podcasts.
Rumble. Yeah. I mean, we went over the list a few minutes ago. But yeah,
Parler, Instagram, Facebook, even on LinkedIn.
Wow.
We really don't do the LinkedIn channel too much. I really should focus more on the LinkedIn channel.
What, are you looking for a new job?
If you're looking for a new job, you can actually talk to one of our sponsors. No, I'm just kidding. Do you ever listen to the radio and they're like, how much time do you spend looking for new employees? And then they go off about this company. No, must be. I think the channel I listened to on the radio had a really big ad buy for this one HR company, and then that's all I hear all the time. I'm like, okay, I'm not hiring anyone this week, but What are some of your favorite podcast moments of the year? Do you remember any of the famous podcasts?
Oh man.
Moments?
Well, there's the first time we did our over the internet or like a
The
Zoom
Zoom
call
call.
together. Yeah.
And you had your grow room in the
Yep,
background.
the grow room.
If you're wondering what Bill was growing, you can go back to those episodes on our Facebook channel, on our YouTube,
It's perfect.
on our Instagram. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can go back to those. It's just obnoxious at this point. But yeah, you had your grow room there.
Yeah.
Wasn't it pink or a weird color because of the
It's like
LED
a
lights?
pinkish purple light for it's supposed to be full spectrum for plants to be able to grow better.
I didn't know if maybe it was like a Grateful Dead thing going on back there, and like,
Oh.
you got the shirt on. That wasn't even planned. Fly Fishing is Dead shirt available on our website.
Hey, go
right
to
now
Remote Pressure.
for $18. You too can own a piece of Remote No Pressure history. Oh my gosh, probably shouldn't mock ourselves, but it's funny. It's funny. So what I did before the episode here is I did a rundown of the most popular episodes of the year.
Yeah.
Just to see, what our listeners like, what our listeners don't like. Number one was the season finale of season 3,
Back on June 6th.
which was just you and me.
Aw, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Probably because it was so short. They're like, all right, this is palatable. We'll take a listen.
Maybe we should just go to like 20-minute episodes from now on then. But yeah, that was like our number one episode for the year. Our number 2 episode was Bum Diaries, which was good.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. Number 3 was, holy crap, hold on.
And Bum Diaries is not what I thought it would be. What is this? Oh, okay. This is actually pretty good.
Bum Diaries.
Somebody's been checking my Google history.
We're going to make a recommendation for you. Oh, yeah, that's right. Grindr is not a smoking sausage.
That's
app,
right. That's right. Do
Yeah.
not go there.
The Bum Diary was Janelle and Trent of Instagram. Trent had made up that book that I got, and they're kind of world travelers.
Yeah.
Travel around. Pretty interesting people. That was a pretty good episode. What I'm looking for here, hold on, let's see here. Let's run the details again here, and we're gonna go. But what's interesting is the ones where Jeff and Bill were like, okay, so the first one was Jeff and Wylde Bill. The season 3 finale, the Bum Diary. Number 3 comes in, Call of the Wylde Bill and Jeff. Now, this episode was published on January the 12th.
Oh, 2020. All right.
And so I was like, why are people listening to that one? Again, it's just you and me. So maybe people like this banter. I don't know.
Comment below.
But when I read the description, I kind of understood. This week, Wylde Bill and Jeff talk about cures for chronic... I got to start back in. Okay, Jeff and Wylde Bill, this week, Wylde Bill and Jeff talk about cures for chronic masturbation, starting a cult, illegal fireworks, and of course, fly fishing.
Guess those cures didn't work after all.
My palm is still growing hair.
Who said that?
No. And then coming in a strong number 4, only 11 behind us, is Building Fiberglass Fly Rods with Chris Barclay.
Yeah.
No surprise on that. One of our friends here on the podcast. And then number 5, Traveling to Cuba with John Covich. So that was a really strong episode as well. So yeah, those are the top 5. Two of our dumb episodes made it. Maybe we should talk more about common cures for chronic masturbation.
Let's just put that in the title or in the description.
Yeah.
Just like every time it'll be like, this week we're joined by so-and-so where they talk about this.
Cures they don't
and
want
chronic masturbation.
Cures for chronic masturbation. They don't want you to know.
Clickbait.
You know those ads at the bottom of the news channels, with some girl with like giant breasts, and it's like cures for chronic masturbation. They don't want you to know, and it's like, I think that's a legit article.
I better click on it and find out.
Your wife comes in. It looked legit to me. I don't know. It was just a news article. What are you looking at?
I'm reading it for the articles.
The information's great. But it's been a strong year. There was no pressure. Some of the positive things, we had a positive roundtable. It's funny because we had the positive roundtable with Brian Kosminski, it was John Osborne, and one other dude here locally. And the thing is, it was like, it was like April, I think, or May, and we're like, we're coming out of this. There's some positive things that are like,
and here we are.
January 1st, and this is New Year's Day when we're recording this, and our restaurants are still closed.
Yep.
They were open for a minute.
Oh, we can go to Indiana still and go to a restaurant.
I'm going there tomorrow.
Nice.
Small gathering.
Whoa.
In the same household.
That'd be illegal in this state.
Yeah. But we refrain from politics.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly.
Sweet dig. We're not frustrated at all. So that's and one of the things I think I was really frustrated the most about. We know what really grinds my gears.
Whoa, going back a ways here.
No, but remember in January, February, we were excited about our really big live event at Big Lake Brewing.
Oh, yeah, yep.
And then we tried to move it online, and we're like, it's just not the same. And I still have giveaways from Brian Kosminski in my closet, just like waiting to give away for our live events. Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy that, like 3 weeks before or I think it was 2 weeks before the live event, we had, within 24 hours, we had like 100 people register for the event. Here, it's locally, so there was a lot of people that know us. There's a lot of podcast people and stuff, And I was so excited. I'm like, wow, this has a lot of momentum for the podcast. This has a lot of momentum for our future and where we're going because we want to take the show live on the road. And then my publicist called like a week or two before the event. He's like, Jeff, you need to cancel the show. And I'm like, dude, I'm not. His name's Adam Russo. He's a awesome publicist here in Grand Rapids. I was like, Adam, I'm not canceling. This is dumb. I'm thinking like bird flu. Or swine flu that just kind of went away.
Yeah, but it still sucked. I had that too.
Did you have swine flu?
I did. I must be a germ magnet. I had that. I was on a trip down to Washington, D.C. with some buddies. You remember Izzy?
Yeah.
And
I did not know you had the swine flu.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get tested, but I mean, like, it was a pretty bad flu, and it was during that time of H1N1.
Oh my
and it
gosh.
knocked me on my butt for 2 days. But like, that was it. 2-3 days, and I was fine.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought it was going to be like, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to they decided to shut everything down. And I remember I was renting an office downtown Holland.
Yeah.
And that my publicist just like, Jeff, you need to cancel. I'm like, no, Adam, I'm not canceling. And then like Gretchen Whitmer comes on there and shuts everything down, including bars and restaurants. We were going to be in a brewery. And I remember, okay, well, I guess it's canceled because we can't have this thing. And I remember walking out of my office at downtown Holland. If you guys know where Holland, Michigan is, downtown's where my office was, right downtown. And it was a ghost town. It was
Wasn't that eerie, too?
It reminded me of Red Dawn. Remember that movie Red Dawn from back in the day? And everything is like militant, all of a sudden military. I mean, they had like barricades up downtown. Holland, no one's walking, and downtown Holland's very busy, especially during the week. There's a lot of office spaces down there. People are going and coming and trying to get coffee and meeting people and building their network and blah, blah, blah. And that's during the wintertime. In the summertime, it is an insane amount of people there because, you have, in the spring you have tulip time, then you have the summertime. It's a lakeshore type community, and there were no one in the streets, and it felt like it was an apocalyptic. It was an apocalyptic experience.
That was the nicer thing about this year is I get like 6 weeks of vacation for my job every year. And part of that's like sick time. And like luckily with COVID, that added more sick time into my bank when I did get COVID because like that was a federal thing, I think, that they gave you, money. I'm not sure exactly how that worked, but I was able to take like a bunch of vacations around the state here, and everything was dead. There was like hardly anybody where I went. It was awesome.
It's very weird. But if one of the things that I have noticed, there's a lot more people in the outdoors. There were a lot more people in the outdoors fishing and stuff.
The hiking trails this year were a lot more busy than they
really
have been. Yeah.
What was crazy is the day I was out fishing. I was on a Saturday, and I don't normally fish on Saturdays, but it was during the pandemic, so people can fish whenever they want, so it wasn't as crowded on Saturdays. And I was up at a boat launch on the Muskegon River. I'm not going to say where it was, but I'm fishing. And remember when Gretchen Whitmer had the ban? Gretchen Whitmer is our governor. She had a ban on outboard motors. Like you could sail or have a canoe, but you couldn't have outboard motors because COVID knows if you got an outboard motor.
Just like with curfews.
It knows if you're not in by 10 o'clock, you're going to get the Rona. It's a very smart virus. So anyways, so then I'm out fishing and it's a great day. I'm having a great day. Then all of a sudden, the boat launch is like packed with jet engines on the,
She lifted the ban?
She lifted the ban at like noon, and I was on the water. I didn't hear about it. And I mean, there were at least 12 guys in line, and all of a sudden, all my fishing holes were just blown out because there's some good fishing holes there if there's not a lot of boats in and out that are really deep there at that boat launch. All of a sudden, my whole day's shot. But I was like, man, why is everyone, showing up with their boats? And everyone's like, hey, she lifted the ban. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it was like Christmas morning for these rednecks, like, hell yeah, we're going to get our motors out, But I was really
there goes the piece of the river, right?
Yeah. But I was just kind of jealous that they had a boat and I didn't. So that was really on me. You guys need to take care of the environment and listen to Governor Whitmer. Really, it's just hate in my heart. It's just hate. Well, this week in other news. Mysterious New York City squirrel attacks rise in Queens neighborhood. This is according to Fox News, but I actually heard this. It must have been out by the AP because I heard it on NPR this week. And then when I typed in weird news, this came up. But Rego Park residents say they've experienced squirrel attacks since Thanksgiving. Multiple attacks have been reported in Rego Park, according to local affiliate Fox 5 New York. The Singh family from Rego Park told Fox 5 that their neighborhood has experienced around 20 unprovoked squirrel attacks since Thanksgiving. They have been randomly attacking people. Attacking is everywhere, from jumping onto them and scratching and biting aggressively, Venati Singh explained on Wednesday. We don't know why it's happening. Oh, and then they had a picture of this girl with a finger.
A splint, yeah.
Highly aggressive squirrels are running amok in the neighborhood in Queens.
De Blasio's got to do something about this.
De Blasio really needs to step up. I haven't, my question is there some kind of weird squirrel virus?
My question is, what time of day is this happening? Is this after 10 p.m.?
Or before.
Exactly. Are these squirrels hired by the city to keep people in?
I think they were part of that CIA mind control thing back in the 60s. The squirrels were. MK Ultra. And I think they're being controlled by the government.
I like that picture of them looking in the window.
This is the New York Post. It wanted blood. Savage squirrel terrorizes Queen community with cage match attacks. Oh my God, you can't make it up. Look at him looking in there, and that may not be Queens. That might be just like that looks like my backyard.
Yeah.
It's not clear why the squirrels in this particular New York City neighborhood are attacking. Squirrels and many other small rodents are rarely found to be infected with rabies, the New York City Health Department said in a statement. If New Yorkers believe that they have observed an animal infected with rabies, they should report it to 311. Any residents who has been bitten or should attack the doctor or report it. Okay, here's how the phone call goes. 311. Hello? Yeah, I got a crazy squirrel. Does it have COVID? I don't know. We're just going to put that down as a yes. But it's a squirrel. I killed it. Oh, we're going to add that to the
COVID
death count.
death.
It's a COVID death.
Touching.
Touching. 70 grand in our pockets. No. And by the way, I just want people to know that we are joking about COVID. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I lost one of my best friends to COVID this year. It was extremely hard. So I understand the impact. I understand that it's a heavy thing. And if you lost people, I'm really sorry about that. I lost one of my best friends to COVID this year. My wife lost her uncle who we were very close to. We buried him 3 weeks ago. My aunt also passed away. We buried her 2 weeks ago. So as we laugh about this, I'm going to continue to laugh about it because I'm not making light of it. It's a serious virus and everything. But also, I have to cope with life. We all do. And if we take things too seriously and you get pissed off about it, I'm sorry. But that's just the way it's going to be. I'm sorry if you lost friends. I'm sorry if you lost family. I've been severely impacted by COVID, emotionally, mentally, being locked up. And I'm going to laugh about it. That's how it's going to be this year. I'm not going to take anything too seriously. But I'm pretty sure the squirrel had COVID. But I digress on that. So Fox News. So we'll go ahead and post the link up to that. And Bill, what are you looking forward to in 2021? What are you looking forward to the most?
Hopefully an end to lockdowns.
That would be great.
And,
we can move to South Dakota. Just move the podcast on.
Yeah, there's good fishing out there, isn't there?
Yeah, it depends on where you go.
Oh,
yeah, there's good fishing.
Yeah, I would say just going back to normal if it's possible.
Yeah.
If it is possible to go back to normal, an end to masks and an end to lockdowns. Yeah,
I really want to take the podcast on the road. I wanted to do that all year last year. I wanted to get this thing out. I wanted to get this in front of people because I'd love to meet some of our listeners. And it was devastating to me.
It's a shame we didn't just go through with it back then. I mean, the virus wasn't here yet when they canceled it. You know what I mean? We had small numbers in this area.
But the brewery shut down.
I know. It's too bad. We didn't just stay open here where we are. We didn't really flatten the curve. I don't feel. I mean, it just wasn't here in numbers like they thought it was. Once it got here, man, it's even with shutdowns, it spread through like wildfire.
Yeah, I mean, you had it.
Yeah.
There was a school here in February that I think it was here. There was a school here, a middle school in February that shut down completely because they had this flu that was going around, this mysterious flu where kids were having weird symptoms and spikes of fever. My son had it. I had it. And I remember going to the grocery store to get some Tamiflu or something to because my son doesn't really normally run fever, and he had a spike in his fever. And so I was like, you have to either get the fever down, he's got to go to the ER, So I went to the grocery store to get some Tamiflu or something like that, or some Tylenol to get his fever down. And there was none on the shelf.
That was crazy too.
Yeah, there was none on the shelf.
Toilet paper gone.
Well, this is before the virus was declared. Before we knew what was going on. This is in February.
Wow.
The middle school down the street shut down completely. My son had a weird virus that we couldn't figure out what it was, and his fever spiked, which he normally doesn't have a fever. This is before everything went crazy. I go to Meijer, everything's gone. The grocery store, all the medication for flu or Tylenol, it was all gone. So people were I think it was here. I think it was here before we knew it because I've been exposed to it 3 times and I've not gotten it. People have, you've been exposed. Now we can get tested. I got tested one time.
And the dumb thing is they say you can lose your antibodies.
Yeah.
And so you better get the vaccine.
Well, what if the vaccine is the wrong strain because now there's a new strain?
Exactly. Yeah,
I don't know
that too.
But you know what? This year though, I'm looking forward to the end of lockdowns, and we're going to take this bad boy on the road. We're going to
end to elections.
An end to elections. Did you say an end to elections?
I didn't mean it in it sounded like we're never going to have them again.
We're going to have a king.
But really, what's the point? No.
We're gonna have a royal family set up in the White House, and we'll never vote again. Rules for me, not for thee. But anyways, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I love you guys. I'm looking forward to it. I want to go out live, Bill. I've been holding back emotionally. We're trying to stay positive and not lose my crap, but we're going to do it this year. And see, even saying that, I don't even want to say it because it may not happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week on the Remote No Pressure podcast. No interview this week. We were just catching up on New Year's, what our goals were for the year, some of the best times of last year. We also wanted to talk about mysterious squirrel attacks in the city of New York.
A big one right there.
I think if we do book a tour, we may not go to New York City just because...
I would avoid it, yeah. I'd avoid the whole state.
I'd avoid the whole state at this point. You just cannot be too careful about squirrel attacks.
You don't know if de Blasio or Cuomo hired these squirrels or trained them.
What did you call it? What's the CIA program?
MK Ultra.
MK Ultra. I like how this pinky is just bandaged up. And then the squirrel looking in the mirror. The New York Post, I think, is the best article yet. You could tie a lot of flies with that squirrel tail right there. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Eastern gray squirrel. All right, guys. We love you guys. Hopefully, we'll see you live this year. If not, you'll see us here every Sunday on the Remote No Pressure podcast. During the season, it's funny because remember we said that about the weird articles at the bottom. They don't want you to know, and then all of a sudden, I scroll down to the bottom of Fox News, and there's all these weird articles.
Yep.
68 Hollywood stars who look unrecognizable now.
is that?
I gotta see. Man who predicted 2020 crashes, 2021 is the year. For what? I'm gonna click on it. It's just funny.
Sponsored.
It's sponsored. They're sponsored.
Yeah.
But they're placed in there so great.
Yeah.
Anyways, Michelle Pfeiffer's wife's the most gorgeous woman. Michelle Pfeiffer's got a wife? I thought she was straight.
You clicked on it. They got you.
Oh, they got me. Jodie Foster and Exeler Hedison. What am I on now?
Like it viral? I don't know.
Sorry, that's my wife's. What are you looking? I'm sorry.
It was on the air. You can check it out.
You can check it out. All right, guys. Well, until next time. Bill, do you have any last final words?
Oh man, I did, but last night was New Year's Eve. It's a pretty rough night. Of course, I don't drink anymore, but it was still a pretty rough night.
But you knew you were coming to the podcast this morning. You didn't have time to think anything up.
You think I would, right?
No one listens anyways.
I know.
All right. Well, until next time, go fishing.